There was a time when Phil Mickelson represented golf at its most intoxicating. Fearless, imaginative, funny, reckless, and brilliant enough to make the impossible feel like a reasonable option. He was never as machine-like as Tiger Woods, and that was the point. Mickelson's appeal was human chaos wrapped in genius. But that's what makes his current standing in the game so bleak. The magic has not disappeared from the record books, but has been buried under years of controversy, misjudgment, and reputational damage. At 55, Phil Mickelson's story is far more complicated than fans ever realized. And the latest chapter has taken a turn nobody expected. Phil Mickelson has not competed since LIV Golf South Africa in March. One tournament. That's it. In an entire season. The man who once defied age, winning the PGA Championship at 50 years old, now can't even make it to the first tee. His team cited a private family health matter for his extended absence. But the truth, as revealed by the bombshell Skratch investigation by legendary golf writer Alan Shipnuck, is far more heartbreaking than anyone imagined. The one-time social media muckraker has gone radio silent, Shipnuck reported. Mickelson missed the first 4 tournaments of the LIV season, citing a family health matter, and, indeed, one of his children had been unwell, according to friends of the family. The revelation adds a tragic layer to Mickelson's disappearance from the sport. While the golf world debated his scandals, he was quietly dealing with a family crisis that no parent should ever have to face. His spokesperson confirmed, Mr. Mickelson's priority is to become the husband, father, and man his family deserves. Right now, that means giving his full attention to a private family health matter. The withdrawal from the Open Championship at Royal Birkdale was the final blow. It will be the first time in his professional career that he misses all 4 majors in a single year. The last time he missed the Open was in 2009, when he pulled out to be with his wife Amy during her breast cancer treatments. Now, history is repeating itself in the most devastating way. But here's the twist that has everyone talking. This wasn't just about a family health matter anymore. The timing of his Open withdrawal coincided with the publication of Shipnuck's investigation, which detailed allegations of misconduct spanning more than a decade. The man who once had the world at his feet is now fighting for his reputation, while his family faces a private crisis. The Skratch investigation by Alan Shipnuck dropped like a nuclear bomb on the golf world. It detailed allegations so serious that they shattered the carefully constructed image of one of golf's most beloved figures. The report, which interviewed 19 sources, painted a picture of a man who had been hiding in plain sight for decades. The most explosive allegation came from Ashley Perez, the former wife of fellow LIV Golf player Pat Perez. According to the report, during the 2015 Barclays tournament in New Jersey, Mickelson invited the couple to stay at his villa at Liberty National Golf Course. While Pat excused himself to use the restroom, leaving Ashley and Mickelson alone on the patio, she claims the 6-time major champion took out his phone and showed her a full-body photograph of himself naked with an erection while flexing one bicep. Ashley told Shipnuck, "Phil says to me, I'm going to leave my bedroom door open tonight. When Pat falls asleep, I want you to come see me." She declined his advances and didn't immediately tell her husband, saying she hadn't wanted to create a scene mid-tournament. When Perez was eventually told, he confronted Mickelson. In a 2022 podcast, Perez said, "I have a different hate for Phil than most people. Phil crossed the line with me that is just uncrossable and unforgivable." The Skratch report also revealed that Mickelson had abruptly departed from 3 high-end golf clubs, the Madison Club, the Bridges, and the Farms, with sources at all 3 saying personal conduct was a primary factor. The most recent incident occurred at the Farms Golf Club in Rancho Santa Fe, California, where a female employee accused Mickelson of non-consensual and inappropriate physical contact. According to multiple sources, Mickelson approached the employee in the clubhouse, made non-consensual and inappropriate physical contact with her, and was confronted by club officials mid-round before being told to vacate the premises. His display of achievements in the clubhouse has since been removed. Ashley Perez explained why she chose to speak on the record. "There is a culture of silence that keeps women from coming forward," she told Shipnuck. "I want to give other women the courage to share their truth." When the allegations surfaced, the golf world expected Mickelson to stay silent, as he had for months. Instead, his camp launched a blistering counterattack that has stunned everyone. Mickelson's attorney, Tom Clare, released a lengthy statement calling the Skratch investigation an anonymously sourced drive by shooting, heavy on implication but unsupported by any on-the-record sources. The statement accused Shipnuck of using implication to bolster his reporting and lambasted Skratch media more broadly for its historical links to the PGA Tour. But the most critical detail came in the response to the Ashley Perez allegation. The statement claimed Shipnuck repeats an allegation regarding a photograph while downplaying a critical fact contained in his own reporting. During a private call in which Mr. Mickelson reached out to apologize for his behavior, he immediately challenged the central premise of that allegation by asking, "You mean topless?" "That distinction matters," the statement continued. Mr. Mickelson's willingness to apologize for his conduct should not be misconstrued as an admission of every allegation made against him. On the claims he had been forced out of golf clubs, the statement was unequivocal. Mr. Mickelson has never been expelled from a golf club. His membership has never been revoked by a golf club. Those decisions were his alone. The statement also addressed claims involving Amy Mickelson, his wife of 35 years. Mrs. Mickelson is not a public figure. She did not choose this spotlight, and there was no legitimate journalistic reason to drag her into it, the statement read. Shipnuck's reporting suggests that Mrs. Mickelson orchestrated Mr. Mickelson's departures from golf clubs. That is false. One of the most striking parts of Mickelson's legal response was the accusation that Skratch has a long-standing relationship with the PGA Tour, a fact the statement claimed the publication failed to disclose in a story about one of the most prominent golfers to defect from the tour and join LIV Golf. Skratch was created by the PGA Tour, operated as a PGA Tour-owned media brand for nearly a decade, the statement said. Skratch editor-in-chief Ben Boscovich rejected Mickelson's claims and defended the investigation. It's bizarre that Tom Clare is now challenging our reporting through the press rather than answering our questions directly, Boscovich said. He pointed out that they had sent Clare a detailed 17-question request for comment 3 days before publication, and that neither Mickelson nor his wife answered a single question. Perhaps the most surprising development came when Amy Mickelson, Phil's wife of 35 years, broke her silence. In a rare public statement, she expressed her unwavering support for her husband. Some of the allegations circulating about Mr. Mickelson are false, and others revisit mistakes he has already acknowledged, publicly or privately, the statement read. Stacking the disputed claims next to the ones he has owned does not make them credible. It instead contributes to a false and misleading narrative. The statement added, "Recovery is not a straight line." Throughout their 35-year relationship, his wife, Amy Mickelson, has supported Mr. Mickelson and their family with extraordinary grace, unwavering love, and the belief that people are measured not only by their failures, but by what they do to make them right. Mr. Mickelson's priority is to become the husband, father, and man his family deserves. Right now, that means giving his full attention to a private family health matter. The public show of support is particularly striking given the nature of the allegations. Mickelson is accused of cheating on his wife with multiple women over many years, with elaborate schemes to hide his location from her. According to the Skratch report, at the Bridges Club, Mickelson allegedly engaged in an elaborate scheme to hide his location from his wife. A Bridges member told Skratch, Phil would give his phone to a young man in the pro shop and pay him $500 to drive around the course for 3 or 4 hours. Amy was tracking his phone. That way, she would think he was out on the golf course. That gave Phil the time to sneak off and have his secret rendezvous. Yet Amy has chosen to stand by him, refusing to let the allegations define their marriage. Her support is reminiscent of 2009, when Phil stepped away from the Open to be by her side during her breast cancer treatments. Now, the roles are reversed, and Amy is the one providing the unwavering support. The scandal has come at a devastating time for Mickelson's professional career. He has officially withdrawn from the Open Championship, marking the first time in 17 years he will miss golf's oldest major. He missed the Masters, skipped the PGA Championship, and was absent from the U.S. Open. The 2026 season will be remembered as the year Phil Mickelson vanished from the sport he once dominated. LIV Golf, the breakaway league he helped define, is facing its own existential crisis. Saudi Arabia's public investment fund is set to pull its financial backing after the 2026 season, and the league's future is uncertain. If LIV collapses, Mickelson faces a brutal reality with nowhere to play. Former ESPN host Trey Wingo put it bluntly, I can promise you one person that you'll never see in any way in an official capacity with the PGA Tour is Phil Mickelson. That bridge has been burned, detonated, destroyed, nuked, lasered to death. There is no building that bridge back. Alan Shipnuck painted a dire future for Mickelson. If LIV Golf goes away next year, which is increasingly likely, Phil's a man without a country. He has nowhere to play. At least Tiger is welcome wherever he wants to play. Billy Horschel recently said that Lefty might not be back on the PGA Tour no matter what. Despite his being a lifetime member and having done a lot, there are many things Mickelson did and said that have made his path back impossible. Then came LIV Golf, the defining rupture. Mickelson had legitimate complaints about the PGA Tour, but the way he chose to pursue leverage was disastrous. His infamous comments describing the Saudis as scary mother are, while still treating them as a means to reshape golf, made him look not principled, but transactional. Rory McIlroy captured the mood at the time when he called Mickelson's comments naive, selfish, egotistical, ignorant. That criticism stuck because it matched what many already suspected. Phil Mickelson is one of the greatest golfers who ever lived. 6 majors, 45 PGA Tour wins, a legacy that should have placed him alongside the legends of the game. Instead, he finds himself isolated, his reputation in ruins, and his future in professional golf uncertain. Phil Mickelson's story is far more complicated than fans ever realized. At 55, he is fighting a family health crisis, battling devastating allegations, and facing an uncertain professional future. His wife Amy stands by him with extraordinary grace. His children are dealing with private struggles, and the golf world is divided about what to do with his legacy. The questions now are impossible to ignore. Was the withdrawal his choice, or did the sport finally decide it had had enough? Can he ever rebuild his legacy, or is this the end of the road for one of golf's most polarizing figures? And what does it say about our sports heroes when we learn who they really are behind the smile and the charm? One thing is certain. The man who once had the world at his feet now has nowhere to go. And that's the most tragic story of all.